Hello and welcome back to these Advent Reflections. We are on day 9. Today we're going to talk about Judah, the fourth son of Jacob, and his younger brother Joseph, who was Jacob's 11th son. But he was also the first son of Jacob's beloved wife, Rachel. Now, Joseph was beloved by his father Jacob because he was the son of his beloved wife. He was also loved by God and endowed by God with some special gifts, one of which was the ability to know and interpret dreams. The fact that he was obviously the most beloved son of Jacob, and the fact that he had dreams and interpreted them in a way that made him more prominent than his brothers, these things made him not the favorite brother of all those boys. And so they sold him into slavery to Egypt. And in Egypt, through a lot of different trials and tribulations, Joseph rose to a position of great power. In fact, he was second only to the Pharaoh. You can read about this story in Genesis chapters 42 to 46. However, Joseph was second in command, and he was in charge of dispensing grain that they had stored up for this period of famine that was ravaging the land at that time. So Jacob sent his sons into Egypt to get some grain so that they could survive. He sent 10 of his sons, holding back only the youngest, Benjamin. Joseph recognized his brothers immediately, but the brothers did not recognize Joseph because, of course, they thought he was dead. And Joseph sold them grain, extracting a promise that if he would come back, they would bring with him their youngest brother, Benjamin. Well, he took the grain back to Jacob and fed their family, but eventually the grain ran out again. And so they had to make another trip back to Egypt and to Joseph. And they had to bring Benjamin with them. Now, Joseph arranged a little trick of his own. He hid his special cup in the grain sack that belonged to Benjamin. And after they had left on their journey back to Canaan, he sent his servants and some soldiers after them to find his cup. And they found it, of course, in the bag of Benjamin, unbeknownst to all the brothers. And so Joseph threatened to make Benjamin his slave forever. And the brothers knew that that would break their father Jacob's heart. And Judah at this point does something very special. He says, "My Lord," speaking to Joseph, "my Lord." He is the favored son of our father. It would break his heart. He would die of a broken heart. Please, let me take his place. At which point Joseph knew that his brothers had repented of the evil they had done to him way back in the day. And he broke down in tears and said to his brothers, "I am your brother Joseph." And they had this tender family reunion. And of course, he sent grain with them back to Jacob and urged them to bring Jacob and the whole family back to Egypt, which was the beginning of the nation of Israel's sojourn in Egypt. But in this event where Judah offers to take the place of his youngest brother, Benjamin, to become a slave to the Egyptian prince. He is a figure of Christ. He is an image of Christ that predates Christ, because Jesus takes our place in suffering and dying. St. Paul, in the book of Romans, chapter 13, he urges us all, put on the Lord Jesus Christ. That is, he urges us to become daily more like Jesus Christ, serving others, giving our own life for the benefit of others. And so we can reflect, how often in these recent days have my choices been like the choices of Judah, have been like the choices of Jesus in serving my fellow human beings? What kind of things can I do now, today, tomorrow, to be more like Jesus Christ, to serve my fellow human beings? See you tomorrow.